Tonight on Size Eyes on the Skies.
After some snow showers today, we're talking a cool down coming up in your Iowa forecast. We'll talk about that later.
Plus, Sam Gabrielli is in the studio for your national forecast. All that and much more as this Thursday, February 11th, 2016 edition of Size Eyes on the Sky starts right now.
It's Wednesday night on ISU TV, broadcasting live from Ames, Iowa. This is Size Eyes on the Skies. ISU TV's longest-running television program brings you the weather from around the country to the heart of Iowa. The ISU Meteorology Department team of forecasters keep you ahead of the storm. From Iowa's most trusted weather team, this is Size Eyes on the Skies.
Welcome back to Size Eyes on the Skies. I'm joined now by Zane Satre. What's up, brother?
Not much, Brandon.
It was cold today.
Right. It's cold, and I'm pretty tired of it.
Yeah, it needs to be spring for sure.
I know. I used to like winter, and then I came to college, and you don't get snow days, and I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get a job maybe down in Florida or something where it's warm, get to go to the beach all the time.
Right.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah. I mean, that would be nice. But I mean, today it's been, I don't know, really cold and snowy, and it's just really, I like snow a lot, but we could have snow with warmer temperatures, I think. So here's what's going on right now. We've got these snow showers moving across much of Iowa, dropping some snow across much of the state. And then as we zoom out, hey, there is the middle section of the country there. So as we head on into, there's our day planner. Tomorrow morning, pretty cold, noon, hanging out still in the mid-teens, and then by 4 p.m. we start to drop off. And then tomorrow night it's going to get really cold. We'll talk more about that in the Iowa forecast.
All right, thanks, Zane. And now it's time for tonight's weather story. On this day in 1895, the low temperature was negative 11 degrees Fahrenheit at the Quad Cities, marking the last day of a station record 16 consecutive days on which the low temperature was at or below zero. During the last 11 days of that stretch, the highest temperature recorded at the Quad Cities was only 13 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we turn to Sam Gabrielli. Sam, anything interesting going on around the country?
There sure is, Brandon. We got some very cold temperatures to talk about across the Northeast and portions of the Midwest popping in the future in the next few days. I got more coming up.
Welcome back. Now we are joined by Sam with a look at what's happening around the nation. Sam?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Nationally, we got quite the story going on. Out west in the Rockies, they're seeing temperatures very fall-like out there, while in the east, we have some highs that will be dropping down from Canada, bringing some very cold temperatures. Let's start in the Northeast. Like I said, the Northeast is actually seeing some very wintry temperatures for once. 12 in Augusta, 15 in Boston, New York sitting at 22. And as we move out towards Pennsylvania and the Appalachians, Pittsburgh sitting clear skies, 15 degrees. Atlanta's going in on some cold temperatures as well, 49. 65 in New Orleans, feeling pretty good. Little Rock is jumping down to the 40s as well as we head to the southwest. Very warm temperatures out here, 83 in Phoenix, very clear conditions. Las Vegas sitting at 73. Up in the northwest, like I said, very fall and warm conditions for this time of year. 51 in Seattle, 56 in Salem, and as we move out into Boise, Idaho, you get reach 44 degrees. Out in the north central portion of the country, like Zane touched on earlier, 19 in Des Moines. Out behind in this ridge here, 38 in North Platte, and as we move out to the east in the trough area, 17 in Chicago. Very cold temperatures in the north central region of the U.S. Highs today, we're looking at 32 right at the freezing mark in St. Louis, 75 in Dallas. Look at this, Billings 60 degrees, very warm for this time of the year out in the Rockies area. So as we got here, we got an Alberta Clipper that's coming on down from Canada, actually bringing some snow to the midwestern portions of the country. And then we got a lot of lake effect snow stretching on in from Michigan, going on into New York and Pennsylvania. And then we have a new trough actually that'll be making its way on through the country here in the next coming weekend. As I touched on earlier, we got lake effect impacting areas all throughout Lake Michigan, stretching on into the state of Michigan, going on into Lake Erie and into portions of New York and Pennsylvania. So keep an eye on that. Lake effect snow can really accumulate quickly. Watches and warning-wise, we got some wind chill advisories up here in northern Minnesota. They're expecting low temperatures between -35 and -45. And then we got some lake effect snow warnings, out here into portions of New York, Pennsylvania. We've got some winter storm advisories to talk about here in the Carolinas, and then flood warnings actually stretched on through the Mississippi into Arkansas. As we zoom in that region, like I said, a lot of flood warnings in the area, and then we also are seeing some winter weather advisories in portions of Kentucky and Tennessee. As we bump into the future here, as you can see, snow will be moving on out, and this low pressure system will be moving out. And then we got highs actually dominating the region here, going on into the northeast and Midwest actually. And then we got some more snow here, bumping out of the picture into Nebraska and Kansas come the weekend. And as I said, this trough coming out of the Pacific will be making its way on into portions of the Midwest come Saturday, Sunday. Tomorrow we're looking at high temperature of 8 degrees in Minneapolis. That is very chilly out there. 21 in St. Louis, 11 in Chicago, and as you can see here, Denver sitting at 57. So very extremely high temperatures for this part of the year out into the Rockies and Intermountain Continental West. Atlanta, Georgia is our destination city for the week. They're looking at cloudy skies tomorrow, 53 degrees for a high temperature, 40 on Saturday, 46 Sunday, and then it really starts warming up, boys. Monday looking at 45, Tuesday 52, on into 67 on Thursday. Back to you, Brandon.
Thank you for that, Sam. And speaking of those lake effect warning for snow up in New York, let's take a look at tonight's trivia question. How much warmer do the Great Lakes need to be than the 850 millibar temperature, which 850 millibars is about 1,000 meters above the ground, to cause lake effect snow? Is it A, 13 degrees Celsius, B, 10 degrees Celsius, C, 15 degrees Celsius, or does the lake need to be D, 22 degrees Celsius warmer than the 850 millibar temperature? Well, Zane, it was windy, cold, and downright windy here in Ames today. Tell me it's going to warm up in the near future.
You're right, Brandon. It was really windy and cold across the state today. Look at our current temps outside. 17 in Ames, 12 up in Mason City, and the only semi-warm spots, if you want to call it, is 25 out here in Council Bluffs. And hate to break it to you, but it's not really going to get better anytime soon. If we look at our headlines going into this weekend, flurries tonight, it's going to stay cold into the weekend, and then we have more snow coming up on the way. We'll talk about that in a minute. And welcome back to Si's Eyes on the Skies. Right now here in Ames, pretty chilly outside, 17 degrees with those snow showers coming down outside right now. Winds from the southeast at 3 and humidity at 73%, a dew point at 10. Now across Iowa today, you saw those snow showers headed across most of the western and southwestern parts of the state, kind of clipping central Iowa. The northeast has been clear today and cold. You see highs have been cooler up in here, and then to the southwest warmer, inching a little bit closer towards freezing under that snow today. Currently winds are light and variable across the state. You see mostly just spread out, no real trends of any kind at this point. That's going to change when we move into tomorrow and beyond. So if we check out Futurecast, starting tonight at 7 o'clock, here's those snow showers moving across the state. And as we advance into tomorrow morning, clouds are still going to be hanging around, but that snow will be gone. And then as we head into Friday, that high pressure system starts to push itself south. You see the skies clear out, and that's when it's going to get cold. We're actually going to hit our high temperature tomorrow morning and then drop throughout the rest of the day. Now as we move on into Saturday, you see that high pressure continues to move south. This is when it's going to be bitterly cold and windy as that ridge of high pressure pulls in a lot of cold air out of Canada. And then we have another system coming in on Saturday night into Sunday. This is going to bring some more snow for us, so just be on the lookout for that. We'll see what's going on more in detail later on. Now, expected snowfall tonight, this is through Saturday night, so mostly just our system tonight, nothing to worry about after that. But generally light accumulations, 1/8 of an inch in Ames, and then maybe 1 or 2 inches of light dusty snow across the western parts of the state into tomorrow. Now, if we head into tonight, it's going to be cold again. Highs at single digits to the north, generally teens to the south. So pretty frigid, but no serious wind chills of any kind to worry about. Just some cold, quiet air out there. Highs tomorrow are going to be much the same they were today. 11 in Mason City, 21 in Des Moines, 24 out in Council Bluffs, and 23 down in Ottumwa. But the thing to know is we're going to hit these early on and then drop throughout the rest of the day into Friday night. So tonight here in Ames, low of 13. Those snow showers wrap up tonight, and then the clouds hang out. Generally an inch or so of accumulation, nothing much to worry about, and winds from the southeast at 5 to 8 miles an hour. Tomorrow, high of 16. Again, this is going to happen early in the day, and then it's going to be really cold as we head into Friday night into Saturday, a high of 16. Clouds clearing. It's going to be clear and cold, blustery winds from the north to northwest, 7 to 20 with gusts higher, 25, 30 miles an hour. So it's going to be pretty brutal if you're outside. Now, if we head into our extended forecast into the weekend, you see tomorrow 16. There's that low into Saturday night, -8, which is pretty brutal if you're going to be out and about. Saturday, 11. Sunday, there's that system. Chance of snow. We don't know quite how much accumulations we're going to be working with at this point. And then Monday, a little bit of a warm-up, 33. Tuesday, 37. That'll feel nice. And then it gets warmer into next week.
Thank you, Zane. Let's take a look at tonight's trivia question. How much warmer do the Great Lakes need to be than the 850 millibar temperature to cause lake effect snow? Is it A, 13 degrees Celsius, B, 10 degrees Celsius, C, 15 degrees Celsius, or D, 22 degrees Celsius? I know you guys haven't had this class yet. What do you guys think it is?
Well, I know I'm going to go 22. I'm going to go 22.
22?
Yeah.
All right, what are you feeling, Zane?
I'm going to go with 15.
15?
Seems like a nice, solid number.
All right, let's see what that answer is. It is a 13 degrees Celsius. You were both wrong. I know that one was kind of that one was kind of science jargony, but
right, good selection with that trivia
it's good
question.
to throw a tough one in every once in a while.
Yeah, definitely.
So
yeah,
you kind of broke my heart when you said it wasn't going to warm up, but I saw they had 40s in the end of the 7 day.
I mean, yeah, the end of the 7 day into the middle of next week, that could be nice.
Right.
Which I think we've been waiting for. The middle of February, you'd hope maybe winter might break somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, spring's coming in what, a month or so now?
About, yeah. Meteorology
5 weeks or so.
spring, I believe,
That's
starts
right.
March 1st.
1st.
Yep.
Good melting process too, because I saw the sun will be out too, right? You said partly cloudy skies those days.
Next
up
week,
in the 40s. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that could be really good
Yeah.
considering the snow we've still got hanging around.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that snow's really trying to keep us colder than what we actually should be. If we didn't have that snow, we'd probably be a
Right.
lot warmer. We
Right.
were looking at the models today, and we could be up into the 60s or 70s if we didn't have that snowpack. So it's kind of unfortunate, but we're going to do our best to melt it.
Yep.
So that lake effect snow.
Yeah.
Up in New York.
Yeah, I mean it's usual out there. They get lake
Usual
effect all the
Buffalo, yeah.
time. Yeah. Well, I've never experienced lake effect, but I've heard it rapidly. You could get accumulation going in the next
Kind of fun.
few hours. Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Varied.
Right. So definitely.
Well, nothing like that happening here, thank goodness. That concludes our show tonight. Please be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. You can find every show online at YouTube under our Size Eyes channel. Thank you for joining us tonight. We will see you next Tuesday.